All right. Let us do a show. Hi, it's Tom. So you can't do that on Salesforce. It's wow, I've got a lot of windows open. This is embarrassing. Don't look. Nobody look. Get this going. We're going to talk about name credentials today. I'm going to look at some stuff that I didn't even know existed on the platform and see what it can do and see if how it might make things better for us in our app development shenanigans. Wow, that's a lot of windows. So many, too many. I think I say that every show. Whew, okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Some of these, I don't even know what they are. Why was this open? How's that? That's better. Yeah, just pretend like there isn't anything going on in the other 3 quadrants of my screen here. Named credentials in Apex. Where better to start than with the documentation and probably some more intelligent content that Salesforce themselves has put out for this. Let's see. Who likes watching Tom Google? Raise your hand. Don't all jump at once. All right, here it is. So let's see. It's in the Connect API space, which as far as I know is like the crossover between Apex and the REST API. So it's like stuff wrapped in the REST API if I get that right. So what do we got? What does this do? Let's open up one of our project one of our project tabs here. That's the wrong one. Pong. We'll get back to Pong today, I'm sure. After we do a little poking around here. Let's open Pong. Maybe it's helpful to do like a side-by-side comparison of these two things. Because I want to understand, like, all right, what have I got? And what can we do maybe in the future to generate these? So let's see. We've got an external credential called Pong2. What does that look like? Looks like this. I want to see what this looks like if we query out some data. Because we got to create external, create a named credential. I wonder what the difference is between create credential and create named credential. What is the difference? Named credentials developer guide. Let's see here. Supported callout definitions. Developer guide for OAuth, maybe. Packaging. No. Let's see here. Okay, so I think we do some querying here to see what we've got. And then we, oh, I see. So you literally call updates, custom credentials, Okay. Update credential, place a credential. Oh, some code. Let's see. What are they referencing here? My external credential developer name, auth credential, auth URL. I want to see what the structure of some of these is. Credential input. So we've got, all right, let's see here. Credential input. This scrolls over. Oh, those are just the versions. Okay. protocol looks like that list. Oops. AWS v4, basic, custom, JWT, and OAuth. Okay, so that is that. Variants? I don't know about variants. Credentials. Any credential name is valid. We want to look at that. Principal name, principal type. Okay, so let's try to get maybe one of the credentials out that we have in our org already. I think I went back too far. Let's see if is there a get? There's a get credentials. Maybe we should see what that does first. What do we get out of this? That the user can authenticate to. Okay. Let's start there. Let's just open a new tab and we can call some stuff. So what are we calling here? Connect API dot named credentials system.debug connect API dot named credentials dot get external credentials. What do we get? Okay. Get a list of credentials. What if I JSONify this? Might look a little easier, or be a little easier to read. Okay. Let's see what we got. We got a list of credentials. This is my Pong2 authentication status configured, so it knows that we did the thing to authenticate it. We can track some parameters. We know the scope here. We know the auth provider, the principals. We have one. Again, scope provided. Permission set that holds it. This is not a I was curious if it would show the user that is the principal. Then related named credentials. Okay, so that's interesting. So no leaky. All right, camera, we're going to do this again. No leaky, username or password stuff here. I thought we'd at least get through the show a little longer with video working, but maybe not. There we go. Okay, so that's the results of an external credential. What if we tried to create one? What does that look like? Create external. What's the body look like? I'm going to guess the external credential return value is what we have here. But if we want to create one, Okay, we need to pass a lot of stuff. List of principles. I'm wondering if there's... I'm basically wondering if there's a way to, like, kind of fast track through the UI and automatically generate a authenticated and configured credential. I guess the answer is going to be no, right? Because we have to... we have to authenticate from within the from within the app. So I guess this could create it, right? We could set up, like if we're doing Pong here, we know we need a, and I guess we should take a look and see if and how auth providers can be generated, because we know we need that in the destination, and this is basically, well, actually we need that. We need the connected app in the destination. We need the auth provider in the source. And then we need the named credentials in the source that authenticate through that auth provider. Principal access, that's interesting. It shows the permission set group that references it and the permission set that references it. So that's kind of interesting that it stacks those two, unless I literally put it in the permission set group. No, you can't do that. So that wouldn't be the case. Is this, I wonder if this is the group, the set name, or the set ID, or the assignment? No. Well, let me take a look at that. Okay, so what are all these parameters? Like, what does this all look like when it's said and done? These must all be just there's a lot of those. Wow. These must all be enumerations, I guess, of... Yeah, okay, so these are all just enums. So that must be what's going on over here. Well, what if we create one? I mean, should we try it? Let's try it. Let's see. We need to start with, I think, a external credential input. All right, and then input dot authentication protocol equals... This syntax feels weird to me. Are these all just, are these at the top level? These are all Connect API enums. Okay, so is external credential input at the... I guess it is. Okay, so we don't need this. Okay, so we create a new input, and then we're gonna say the protocol is what? Let's just mimic what we've got here already. So the protocol is going to be OAuth, and I wonder do I need to do this? Let's try that. What else do we need here? I don't think we're doing a variant. Custom headers, I don't think we're doing any of that. Required for creating an external credential, optional for updating. Okay, let's give it a name. Test 1. Master label, do the same. Test 1. Parameters and principles. Let's see. What does parameter input look like? What do our parameters from our result look like? That's the scope. And that's the auth provider. Okay, so we're going to add, oops. Oh no, come back. We are going to add parameters, I think. So this is going to be, come back. Where'd my code go? All right, so input dot parameters equals new list of these. Okay. Input parameters. Then let's make one of these. Let's call this one so what goes into this over here? Scope. So this is, the type is auth parameter. So let's call this the scope. Scope dot name equals scope. Scope dot parameter type. Okay. Equals, and we probably need this. Oops. Dot parameter type dot what? Dot auth parameter. And then we got the name. Description is optional. Value, okay. That's just a string. And that's our, looks like that's our, our scope values. So, you know, this could make life a little easier because I never remember how to configure all this. So that could be good just to have as a, again, maybe as startup script, you know, if we know we're gonna build something that needs to talk from one org to the other, yeah, this could be useful, assuming it works. Okay, so we have a parameter, and from the looks of it, that's our only parameter for what we configured here. Oops. So let's add the scope parameter. I'm going to change its name. And where are you? Here. Okay, so that takes care of that. And then parameter input, credential input, principals. What do we have for principals right now? So principals look like, is that going to be principal access? Is that what that is? Okay, it looks like we can't do, so that's interesting. A principal, nope, I lied. This is for parameters, and then principals, we go down a level. I wonder if I can even create these. Well, let's find out. So we're going to create a principal input. Let's initialize well, we'll do that in a second. Our first principal input is going to be this. Principal input. We have parameters again. What's the principal name here? Principal type. Okay, all right, that tells us how we're going to authenticate. So, okay, cool. Let's do that. This is going to, I think we'll just call this principal input equals new. Create a new one of those, and then principal input dot name. Let's go with the easy stuff first. Call this test one again. I'm just going to try to keep it simple so we don't get completely lost here. Sequence number. I guess if we're starting out a new org, it's easy enough to provide one there, assuming it's one based. Principal type, that's hopefully an easy one. This is let's see, we probably have to do this. Named, that's what we did before. One user to rule them all. Put 2 and 2 together earlier this week that this, whatever named principal you're using probably should be an API integration user, the ones that Salesforce recently came out with, so it's not muddying the waters with your real users. And so maybe that's a component of this too. That would actually be interesting if we could just create that user, associate that user here somehow. I don't know. I still think the actual authing is going to have to happen by a human, because of just the flow that it has to use. Unless there's different auth flows that maybe you can define here, but even that I wouldn't know exactly how to handle. Okay, those are all these values, and then we have these parameters. So I think we have to create a new. This is on the input, right? Yep. Principal input dot parameters. Yep. New list of something. New list of these. And then let's see what this wants and see what our code has. So this is going to be scope again, I think. Yep. Is that the same as what we provided up here? External credential parameter type? Yes. Okay, so we can take all this and let's name it principal scope. Scope parameter. I don't know why the colors just changed there. Must be missing something. Oh, this is wrong. I think this is exactly the same. So this and this are identical. And then can we do principal access? Oops, that's the type. That's just the parameter. Let's go back a step. Okay, so we can't do principal type, or I'm sorry, principal access in here. So I can't indicate what permission sets. Let's see, what is principal access? External credential principal access, list of access entities associated with the credential. ID of the associated access entity, okay. So it looks like we can't, can we not specify that? Because that would be cool just to save some time. I'm gonna have to make a little switcheroo on my video stuff here. It just doesn't want to work. Integration user that SF just came out with. Well, I wouldn't say just came out with. It was probably maybe a year ago now. API user. Integration only, or yeah, API only access. So these things. Best practice would probably be to create these sorts of users and allow those to work with your your external credentials when you authenticate them. So they can't do anything else in the org. That would be on the destination side, right? So we call from a source Salesforce org to a destination org, and I would want this user to be in the destination that I'm getting the data from, or I'm contributing data to, so it runs as a very limited user. So I don't think we can do anything with, maybe the update call lets us yeah, looks like that's not configurable. So we wouldn't be able to go all the way through and say, hey, let's yeah, I don't know when these came out. When were these? There we go. So let's see, 2023. There has been API only access on users for a long time, but this is a specific user and license. I think they're giving everybody 5 of them for free. And they'll happily pay, they'll happily charge you for more. API only means you can only through the REST SOAP and bulk APIs. So yeah, it'd be a good fit for this. Otherwise, they're normal users in terms of how you configure them for permission set assignment. They look like a normal user, but they don't. They can't do anything else. Permissions on profile will end of life in spring 26. Sure hope so. Okay, so we can create, I think, an external credential. We can't define principal access. We're going to have to do that in the UI. I don't see a way to associate unless it just happens. So maybe if we create our external credential here, well, we should just try this now, right? Create credential, create external credential, and we're going to pass it the body. So how's that look? This in the namespace? Yeah. Let's break some stuff. Connect API dot named credentials dot create external credential. Okay, well, let's try it. You got all of it here? I probably don't need that stuff at the top. Let's see how we do. Unexpected token equals. Where? Oh. I think that looks better. Variable does not exist. Protocol. Credential authentication protocol. Can we make this look like Apex again? There we go. Well, let's see. Do I just have to say basic here? Or OAuth? Maybe the enums are a little friendlier and we could just pass the string values? Variable does not exist. External credential input. Version 58. I should be above that. Why? We can insert that, right? Yep, that's required. Do I just have some syntax going on here? Like, let's just check this. Okay, that didn't do anything. And then if we flip these around, do I have more than one input out here? I think, well, one thing we're not doing is adding, I think we're missing a couple of additions to lists here. So this needs to get added to the parameters. Input dot parameters. This isn't going to matter, but unless I have authentication protocol somewhere else, I don't think I do. Principal scope. Let's flip this around. I want to see what is up with authentication protocol. Oh, did I copy and paste it and it left a funky thing here? I've seen this happen before. Yep. Puts a little space in there. It's super neat. It's probably doing it on all these spots that have a, yep, there it goes. I don't know if I actually got it out of here. Ugh. Oh, it does that. I don't like it. Oh my gosh, there's a gazillion of them. Look at them all. Eh. Nope. Whoops. Oy, oy, oy. I thought I was getting close. There we go. Let's try this now. Ugh. Let me copy that stuff. It brings the line break in. Blech. Okay, here we go. All right, we broke that. What was that? Authentication protocol. There we go. Maybe. I just did what I was trying to avoid. Nope. Cannot type. Are there any more? Nope, there's one here. What now? Where are you? How is this possible? Authentication. Okay, yeah. Someday we'll get through these syntax errors. Variable does not exist. Name. Where's that? Line 17. Oh, is that principal name? I bet. Principal name. That's down in our principal input. Principal name, not just name. Let's see. The authentication OAuth requires the following external parameter types. Auth. Oh, an auth provider. Okay. So, right. That was in our... that is the second parameter on the credential. So we need a second one of these. We did the scope. And then we'll do the auth provider parameter. I think that's what we were looking for. Yep. So then our auth provider was, okay, the name and the type are the same. And that's going to be our existing auth provider. So then my curiosity is, can I make an auth provider so that we could assign it here? Because that's what, just the name of the provider? That's a principal input. I want a parameter input. Just the value. Okay, so I'm guessing it's just the name, which we do have already. We have Pong2. Okay, the question is, can we make an auth provider first? Question mark. Okay. What do we think? Drum roll. All right. We made one. Woohoo! Did we really? Yes, we did. All right. It's exactly the same as Pong2. It looks like we can't. I thought we did. Did I miss something? Did I forget to add a principal? Let's see. Yes. Was it here? No, wait. Principal input, principal scope parameter. All right, we did this. I think we missed something. I'm going to delete this and we'll create it again because that's for the parameters. Then we insert our parameter, but I don't think we inserted our principal input. No, wait, we added our, okay, we added, we didn't add our principal input. We didn't do this. I don't think we did this. We didn't add principal input dot parameters. Oh my gosh, I'm so turned around right now. Let's backtrack here. This is missing. We don't have the principal input. We created it here, right? No, we didn't. All right, we're gonna step back through this. We have external credential parameters, which are the scope and the auth provider. These two. Did we not add the auth provider? This is all the way back up, right? We need to, let's instantiate our parameters. What else do we need to instantiate here. Let's see. Parameters and principles. Okay, so our principles. Or can we create? Yeah, we're gonna input principles. This is a new list of those. Principal input. Okay. Parameter inputs, principal inputs. So this is the scope parameter. And this is the auth provider parameter. And we're going to add the scope parameter to our parameters. Then we're going to add the, this is incorrect. We need to change this. And now we're going to we already did this. I feel like I missed the principles completely here. So we have the principal input and then the principal input. Let's see, principal input takes parameters. So this is really the principal input scope parameter. Get our names squared away here. And principal input scope parameter. So then we need to add that. Principal, okay, principal input dot parameters, right, equals new list of stuff. Whew, it is easy to get turned all around in here. Nope, go back. Now this is going to do probably do the bring in the line break thing again to me. We're going to take this. Yep. So that's this, right? So then we add, take this, we add that to it. And then we take the principles and we add that. Whew, okay. A lot of stuff going on there. Let's delete the one we just made. See if we get it right again. And we're back to some copy paste fun. Oops, that's not what we want. What? What now? All right, well, let's run parts of it, see where it breaks. That works. That works. So what's the deal? There's no, that shouldn't matter. It just should go away. Okay. I don't know what that end of file thing was. We're back. What do we have here? Okay, we do have a principal now. So we have to authenticate that. We don't have any named credentials yet, so we could do that next. No custom headers. So this is almost ready to go. Just needs to be authenticated. So let's go forward to the named credential step and see what it would take to create that. So our named credential is Pong2 REST API. I'm going to create test 1, but I think we need to get these. So now that we've done this, let's keep going. Named credential stuff. All right, so we're going to create that next. And in order to create that, we have to find out what the call is. Create named credential. Okay, and the input of this is equally exciting. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we got our name credential input. What's easy? We've got the URL. Let's get our named credentials. I'm sure there's a way to do that. Yeah, call this here. Just put this right in line with this. What does this look like? Well, it's a little shorter, so that's cool. Oh, goodness, that's not going to do anything. All right. So back to our create call. What does the input look like for this? Call out URL. We can set that. What was that? So this is the URL to our destination org. So if we're playing Pong, this is Pong2. Custom headers, we didn't do any of those. Developer name, we do need that. And that was Pong2 REST API. So I'm going to call this test 1 again, so it kind of all exists in the same pack. I'll put the prefixes or the object references on here in a second. Master label, need the same. External credentials. Okay, so external credentials used by the name credential. In version 58 and later, only one external credential is supported. So that's curious. Would I, everything that I did above, do I actually need to create the external credential, or will this put it in for me? And that tells me that I really want to change the name of this. I guess we could try it in both ways. So we could do this, or we could apparently just pass it to, nope. Oh, where'd you go? There it is. Can we just pass external? Can you see I'm now afraid to actually copy and paste this stuff? It's just, can I paste? That doesn't work. That goes to find. I really hate keep having to do this. So then we're going to add maybe our external credential input here. Maybe, I don't know. Network connection input. Did we have that here? No. We didn't do any custom headers. Callout options? There were no callout options, but what is that? Oh, these are the checkboxes at the bottom. Okay. Any parameters? Our parameters are blank. Type, secured endpoint. Okay. And the URL. Now what is that? I don't see that in here. Oh, no, not the callout URL. I think it's it's gonna give us that from the looks of it. So services data, named credentials setup, boop, 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 boop. Okay. That's this object once it gets created, I'm guessing. We probably got the same thing here. Yeah, this is the object reference in the REST API once that is set up. Got it. Okay. Okay. And I think we just need to define this type. That is required. I don't exactly know the difference. Does it tell us? Yeah, not really. Okay. Well, nope, over here. And what data type is that? Oh no, something I have to copy and paste again. Ah. Awful. Awful. So this is going to be type. I think that's all I have. This is optional depending on type. So I'm guessing because we said ours is a secured endpoint, maybe if it's a private endpoint, we have to do this network connection stuff. We didn't do any custom headers. So what's interesting is this actually didn't reference that external credential. But I think Pong REST API does. Let's see if it works. It didn't come back. So it did say named credentials used in 58 and later only one is supported. So I guess we'll see. I'm surprised that it didn't come back with some kind of reference to this. Yeah. Let's see what that does, I guess. I'm going to delete. Let's delete the external. We'll run that again. Well, yeah, let's do that. All right, so there goes that. Now, if we run this, let's not do this. I don't know. Let's do everything. Let's call all the stuff and see what happens. And then we have to create a named credential here. And that's going to be named credential input. Okay. Okay, all that. What happens? Specify the callout options field in the request payload. Callout options. Did we create anything? No, because it all failed. So what is callout options? Oh, we have to specify these, huh? Okay. They are required, and you need to say true or false. Okay. That is a new. All right, from now on, I'm just gonna click through, and hopefully, oops. Yay! No line breaks. Amazing. So we have to say true or false to these. That's interesting. There's 3 of those, I think. Oh boy, here we go again. If I just make my screen wider, will they stop wrapping? No. There's literally a space in these. I get that it fits better, but ugh. Copy, paste, bad. So I think we're just going to say false to all these. Okay. Nice spacing around everything. Run it. Provide only the developer name of the external credential. Oh, is that must be here. Okay. All right, we got to the bottom of that. Only not. Is it up here? Is that what that was upset about? Or maybe here? Let's add that back in. What was the error? Provide only the developer name of the external credential. So here? Maybe? What if we don't create it? What if we just pass it and it does it to it? Auto magic. Provide only the developer name of the external credential. I'm trying. Maybe it's the... We're on a seesaw here. Only the developer name. Maybe they mean the named credential? All right, y'all. You're just teasing me now. It's gone everywhere. I cannot add the named credential. It says a master label is required, so maybe it wants it here, but then we need to not have it below. Because it was happy with it when we created the external credential. What if we, what if we do this? Create it, and then reinstantiate it with the same name, or just with the developer name. Reinstantiate. There's an S in there somewhere. Only developer name. Okay. Does that work? Still think we need this. Let's try that. We haven't created anything in here, right? Nope. Here we go. Big money, no whammies. The credential name private endpoint. Oh, we're not doing a private endpoint. We're doing a secure endpoint. But it got past that other error. So maybe we're getting there. Is that right? Did we do secure endpoint here? Yes. Secured. Secured. Did I spell that right? Where is that? Secured. Got it. Hey! Okay, well that's good to know. So when you pass this, the external credential input, you just give it the name. You can pass it only with the developer name. Did it relate it? Let's find out. External credential test 1, named credential test 1, associated with test 1. Yay. All right. Cool. Now what? So we stood up an external credential, bang. We stood up a named credential, bang. We would love to set up an auth provider before all of this happens. All the way to the top. Can we make an auth provider first? Named credential stuff. external credential stuff. There we go. Okay. This was the auth provider name. Can we do that? I know we're kind of drifting away from, so all right, a name provider or name credentials, happy. Auth provider. Now, what can we do with that? Those are S objects. Get auth providers. A lot of gets. Don't know if we're going to be able to create that on our own. Well, let's look in... No, we can create those. Let's see what we have in here so far. Okay. All right, cool. So maybe the answer is yes. Let's see. In the dev console, let's get the kitchen sink of fields on this because I have no idea what each of them is going to be. That's a lot. Okay. I want them all. Give me all of them. Let's go do this query over here. Or maybe just do this. Yuck. Are you done yet? You're done. Can I make this not look terrible? That's better. Okay. So then the next question is, which of these fields are creatable? The kickoff URL is going to be created for us. ID token issuer. Honestly, it's probably easier is to just query this out. And yeah, this is awful. Don't do that. Let's just say auth. Oh, we can do the whole list. I only got one, I think. List auth provider. Auth providers equals select a bunch of stuff. Select all this. Oops. Okay. Can we word rep? That's a little better. Okay, then let's just system.debug json.serialize, my favorite, auth providers. All right, so what does this look like? Nope, I want to do that. I want to do Apex. Okay. The result is this, and it looks like that. All right. We don't care about the attributes, the ID. We care about the provider type, friendly name, developer name. Can we set those? Friendly name, yes. Developer name, I assume yes. Yes. Consumer key, consumer secret. Yep. There's my secrets, everyone. Go have at it. Auth token, auth URL. That is creatable. Okay. Which makes sense. We want to provide that. We want to provide the token URL. The scopes, we want to be the same as what we shared before. These are all the checkboxes. How about link kickoff and OAuth kickoff? Those are, where'd you go? Those are not settable. Okay, so I'm going to just yank out the stuff that we can't do anything with. Okay. We can't do anything with these. Registration handler, I assume that's if you have a custom, I bet you that's a link to an Apex. Oh, that's a auth. Yeah, it's an Apex class. Okay. So if we had Magic Mojo Apex class that did registration handler for us, we could use that. This is just a pick list. All right, cool. So hopefully not as many we're not going to, we can pass this, but we're not going to. And then, are these all false by default? What do these look like? Doesn't really tell us what the defaults are for these. What is plugin ID? That looks really interesting. Oh, that's for, okay, that's for a custom auth. All right. Well, let's try to make one. Okay, and what are our settings here? Provider type. What can I make this look like? I can do. Let's do this. Let's find. Nope, not there. What did I just do? Oh, I'm in the search. All right, go here and find that and replace it with nothing. Doot. All right. Find this and replace it with equals doot. Actually, equals blah. Go. Find this and replace it with ha. And find this. And replace it with that. Okay. I think those are all our settings. I would love to alphabetize these. I feel like there's a way. Yes. Okay. Nope. Don't get crazy. All right. Looks good. Looks good. Start auth provider. Good. All that stuff. It's going to look exactly like the other one that we just made. And hello, Salesforce_dev. Hailing from the Twitch verse. How's it going? Can I follow you? From here. Let's see. Can I find you? Welcome. Oh, maybe you're not here anymore. Well, thanks for stopping by. May our paths cross again soon. Did we create an auth token? Can we create an auth token? What? What if we call it? Maybe it's getting mad about our names here. What's going on? What am I missing? Yeah, that works. So, wait, do these have to be colons? Or am I thinking? Am I thinking? Am I thinking? Oh, let's try one. I think I'm getting. Am I getting my JavaScripts and my Apexes confused? I must be. What is going on? Unexpected token. I mean, I can set all these. That's not a big deal. But it's not what I was after. I swear I could create... I'm going to bring this back over to my other page and lunge around with it. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just intimidated by everyone, all the guests on the show. Stage fright. Okay, find this and replace with this. Okay, find this and replace with this. Maybe happy now? Now do insert. What? Where? Line 15. That's not line 15 though. It's lying to me. Oh, here. I bet you that was the problem the whole time. I bet you. Oh no, not allowed. But wait. You said yes. Liar. Liar, liar. Pants on fire. Let's first create auth provider record. Is it metadata? No. Standard object. Right here. Only users with customized application and manage auth providers permissions. I gotta believe as an administrator I have those. I guess I can check. Is there any magic mojo at the bottom here? No. Create auth provider record with Apex. This isn't going to be it. All right, you stinker. Why say this but cannot do? Look at my profile. I can't imagine I don't have these rights. Manage auth providers. Check. Customize application. Yeah. Check. What's the deal? Search for this. Does internet know? Oh, maybe we have to... Maybe we have to use REST API. Which is ironic because we need an auth provider to get to the REST API in order to create an auth provider. Blech. Wait, no, that's not true. We don't need an auth provider. I don't think we can. How did I do this? I did this somewhere else. Which of the oodles of projects did I do this in? This one, I think. Guys like Salesforce CMS, I got some tricks for that. for another show. We can do the Aha, we can do this, I think. Here's a hunk of stuff you can try. We will have to apex or restify this, I think. But something like this. We'll do a call out in the code. Let's see, the endpoint is stuff. What's the endpoint for the auth provider? Nope, not there. So I think we can post to S objects. Nope. Auth provider. And then we'll request dot set body. Now, do we have to give it the do I have to pass it the I shouldn't have to, because it knows the it should know the data type. I thought I had to pass the attributes, you know, the whole kind of funky attributes and URL thing when you get that back and forth in LW or LWCs, but I think we can just pass, we can serialize that and pass the body, or pass it in the body. Set body JSON.serialize AP. It's not a get. Oops, where am I? Set body, and then get some more code for actually making the call. We have HTTP already. Let's get a response. Okay, give us data back. And then let's just system.debug the body. Try that on for size. And then we could probably serialize, or what do you get back? You just get the, yeah, you just get the result, just the result back. Let's see. Don't do this. Shazam. Non-static method. Response. Oh, this is H. My bad. Shazam. How'd we do? Media type. Media type. What am I doing? Oh, we must. Do we have to set set the content type? I think. No, that's not right. Let's do application. That's a weird. Well, maybe it's not so weird. Maybe that's the default. That 415. Interesting. I thought it would just defaulted, but guess not. Let's clear this before we run it again. 201. Happy little clouds. Thanks, Bob Ross. I don't know what I'm talking about, Bob Ross. Ready? Shazam! Okay. Cool. All of our stuff. All right, so we call upon the REST API to get around the Apex stuff, and we have an auth provider. So then, why are we verifying Photoshop? That's interesting. So then where do we... I think we just give it the name, right? So we do test1 here. So now, hold your hats. Let's get rid of our auth provider. Let's get rid of our named credentials. I'm guessing we have to kind of peel this back, right? Delete that. Go over here, delete that. Yep. All right. So what do we got here? We've got stuff you can't see on the screen. We've got a little script that makes stuff for us. We've got can we? The answer is we can. We make this is auth provider stuff. Probably don't really need this. I'll just keep it here for reference. That was just me not knowing how to type. So we create our auth provider. We have, let's start thinking now about like, what am I trying to say? Let's start thinking about parameters, right? So we have, I think we would use the same developer name for everything. So that's test1. Let's use master label. We'll call that test space 1 just to make it more interesting. Things we have to pass to the auth provider. Well, these get taken care of. I don't think we need that URL. Well, actually we do. We need it for the call out. So let's say base URL, which probably goes to here. Yeah. So we need a base URL plus base URL plus. That is just for our auth provider stuff. Where else do we have? Let's replace these while we're going down through here. this is base URL. Master label. Principal name. This is developer name. I think we'll give this developer name also for now. We have to give the default scopes in multiple places. I don't know if we actually do. I don't know if they inherit down through everything, but we do it there. We do it here. We do it here. All right, the fewer, well, honestly, so interesting question. Can we just reuse scope parameter down here? Were they identical? They were pretty much identical, weren't they? Yeah. So can we get away with, whoops. What did I just do? Forgot to copy. All right, let's set that here. And then I think we can just, instead of creating this again, I think we just put that in there. Make it the same. Let's try it. See what happens. Let's try it. Oh, a couple master labels in here still. Doot. Auth provider is the developer name is the same everywhere. So I think we got it all. We could put the consumer key and the consumer secret up here. I'm just thinking like, all right, when it comes time to actually call this, what are the things that, at least for a Salesforce to Salesforce configuration, like what are we going to need? We'd have to come with that. I suppose, well, let's put provider type up here too. It's like one of the few remaining things that we need to configure on the auth provider. Yeah, the base URL and the auth URL, those are going to be there. We just need the names of these. Kind of all configures at the top here. So we should be able to fire this up. I think we cleared everything out. So if we run this, we should get an auth provider, we should get a external credential, we should get a named credential, all the stuff that we need to basically have creds to authenticate to another, an external Salesforce instance. Now, technically, on the other side of the equation, we also need a connected app. So I guess we could write that script too, and then you say run this in your destination, run this in your source. You get the consumer keys, from one to the other. You bring them over here, drop them in this. Everything else gets taken care of for you, and you're kind of off to the races there. Now that you got all that together. I've done this process so many times. It's not fun, and I'm happy that, well, here I am pontificating about it, but let's see, does it actually work? Okay, we're off to a good start. Where's line 20? How does the variable not exist? It's, oh, I have, oh boy. Well, that's fun. Developer. Did I put that everywhere? Let's just see what we can, okay, find developer. Okay, no more developer. No auth provider named test1 found. Really? I wonder, is there any like async mojo to that? Did it give me an error back? Where's my debug for the 500 error? An unexpected error occur. Oh, I wonder if it's because we use our, sometimes I run into this when we're trying to use the same name again. So let's just go ahead and be really creative and call it test2. See if that does it. Server error again, huh? That's weird. What would cause that? I could only imagine it's maybe one of our, maybe it's one of our parameters here, or just one of our field values. Did I do something that is different now? Oh, well. Oh, okay. Seems important. Yeah, let's try that again. Cool. Cool. Let's see. Auth provider. Yes. External credential. Name credential, sorry. Yes. Referencing auth provider. Yes. Name credential. Referencing external credential. Yes. All right. So start to finish, we can get from an auth provider down to a named credential in one script to rule them all. And I think, well, let's check our, this was, let's check the scope, that scope setting on the external credential. Make sure it carried over to both. It went here and it went here. All right. And then did it go to the name credential? Oh, wait, do we? I don't think we declare it there. We declare it at the 3 places, right? The auth provider, I'm sure it went there. Yep. went to the auth provider, it went to the external credential in two places, at the credential level and at the principal level. So then the last thing we have to do is basically come in here and authenticate the second org to then be able to connect the two, right? Yay! That's good stuff. I like that. I like that, and I probably need to put that somewhere so I don't lose it for next time. So let's see. You got to get these. Collect from connected app in destination org, which you really need to do this also from there. Name it whatever you want, define the scopes, set the provider. I guess we could move this down here too because it's relevant to scopes will be set on auth provider and external credential. Okay. Insert auth provider via REST API because DML does not work. Apex DML does not work. External credential stuff. This is the principal. And it looks like we were able to reuse the scope here, so okay. Let's put this somewhere so it is not lost. I'm just gonna make I guess I'll just make a class here in, this is in the Pong1 org. What do we call this? Auth generator, I guess. Something like that. Sounds really super cool. Generator's got to generate. What does this, whoops, what does this do? This creates auth provider, external service, name credential. Not external service, external credential. Probably should be able to pass these parameters in, right? Easier to just make a class for that. Settings, sure. Take all these. Nope. And let's do the get sets. Oh, what did I miss? Wait, what? Huh? And we'll pass that in, and we'll pass it in as settings. This isn't it. No, this is a void. Developer name. Oh, let's hold on. Let's not lose all these settings. We'll put them up here. Just clear those out. We'll do an example implementation here in a second. Okay, that's better. Tell you what, go down through all these and change them, and that'll be easier to copy paste from there. Okay, there we go. So then this would look like, I mean, I guess it's just going to be static, right? It doesn't really do anything, but it's the only thing you're going to call. So let's make a new one of these. Drop it in each of these. And then finally, generator.generate with the settings. Cool. I like that. Save it. Does it actually save? What does that mean? -1, huh? Just pretend it didn't happen. Can I open this org? Yes. That's weird. What? Why? Why does that not work? I'm not running it. I just want to save the code. That's kind of weird. Let's see what this, what does the internet have to say about this? Exit code 1. I don't know. Let's try this. What if I create it in the org? New Apex class here. Auth generator. And paste all that in. Save it. And what if we pull it now? Can you retrieve? Yes, you can. Huh? Let's make a useless change. And can you save? This is going to make it not so fun to work in this org if there's some... What is what? Oh, conflict. All right, yeah, just force the changes. That's fine. Conflict, schmonflict. Sorry, I got something in my shoe. What's going on? What is going on? What is wrong? Foot? No idea. Now what? Exit. What is up with that? Not my favorite. Not my favorite feature. Well, it's in there. Anyway, at least I think it is. And I got it locally. They're just not playing nice with each other. There we go. Okay. Yay! We don't necessarily need that right now, but for future references, we got it. So, cool. Let us... I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to grab a drink and maybe some food real quick. I know we're kind of already closing in on the end here, but we were deep in process there. Didn't want to break the... whatever I'm trying to say. Productivity. Now we can not be productive for a minute and go get food and drink. And I will come back in 4 or 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to inhale some lunch. So let's do that. Let's say we're gonna be right back and pause the sound too. So see y'all in 5 minutes, five-ish. I forgot to actually eat my food. So I don't want to gross everybody out here. But I'm going to like pass out if I don't eat something. So maybe we I'll leave my screen off for a minute. You don't all have to hear me chomp away at this. Well, you're going to hear me, but maybe you don't have to see me. Um, uh, okay, so yeah, taking a couple bites. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We got 40 minutes. What kind of trouble can we get into in 40 minutes? Should work on a little Pong. Let's work on Pong. Org Pong. This is Org Pong Org 1. This is the Pong 1 org. And the other one is the Pong 2 org. I don't know if I have that one open. I feel inclined to restart my Visual Studio because of this, and things are not going to be fun if that continues to happen. So maybe we do that real quick. Just kind of hope the issue goes away by ignoring it, and we'll see what happens there. In the meantime, I'll take a few more bites of food. So many windows. This is wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. There's Pong 2. No, that's Uno. There's Pong 2. No, that's Apex Flow. There's Pong 2. There's Pong 2. There we go. Okay. First things first, let's see if we can actually save. Because if we can't, we're going to update the CLI and hope it fixes everything. Really hope y'all can't hear me chewing. This does not look good. Oh, you can't see the... Yep. Yeah, I know there's a conflict. Override the conflict, man. Just do it. What if we do a straight up deploy from here? There we go. I don't know. I feel like the push and the deploy and all that stuff is just all confused sometimes. But looks like we got it. Okay. Where were we? we needed a few things to represent the game. And I think I was getting confused, confusing myself with how this game should work. I can't remember if I have anything written down to sort of help make sense of this. I am going to clean some of this out, though. Here's what we were thinking. I was thinking. I'm trying to decide if the turn object is really needed. I'm trying to figure out how to represent the kind of the left and the right side of these games. A turn is useful because we can kind of show, who or which org is which. And but at the same time, could it just be? I think the other issue too is what one org can initiate serve. Basically, one org can serve the other. We don't know which is which. In rock paper scissors, it's very similar. So maybe we bring that back up. How do we describe that? This is rock paper scissors game from a long time ago. So the game just had a status. The move object didn't really have much on it. Outcome, player move. So each player in the turn, maybe this is the way to do it. You have a game, right? So you have a game of Pong. So one org requests or asks another org to play. So let's change this up. Pong 1 requests new game with Pong 2. And then Pong 2 accepts. Response. Okay. To new game. We're basically building HTTP protocol. Now that I'm finished shoving calories in my face. Hey again. Pong 1 requests a new game with Pong 2. Pong 2 responds. Okay, so So maybe game now needs like requester, responder. Maybe we need an org object. So this would be Pong 1 and Pong 2. And whoops, what's going on there? So then the requester is an org. The responder is an org. And we have a game established. Probably a status, game.status equals, requested, accepted, denied. Maybe the requests that are pending. That's the other one. Okay, so that establishes the game. In the past, we've had players, but maybe we don't need a player per se for this. We could have a turn. All right, so every turn, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Okay, no, I'm not. Or maybe not a turn, maybe a round. And the rounds consist of turns. So let's see, the round, adjust this a little bit. Game object. Round, this is the round object. Round knows about the game. That's a game. And there's some sequence, right? The sequence could just be the IDs of these, maybe. Or 1, 2, 3. Cool. Within a round, we want to know who's taking the turn. There's always 2 turns. It's turn object. Turn.org equals the org, one of the orgs. Turn.round equals the round. There's still kind of this left-right nature to the 2 orgs that are involved. So maybe we create a game org object just so we know the game org. This is a junction. .game is a game, and game org .org is an org. There we go. Okay. Special. So really the turn should probably reference a game org. So now it's kind of a question of, okay, I'm frozen again. Now it's a question of really inquisitive in that frozen face of a face that we had there. There, we're back. So there's a and maybe this doesn't have to, maybe this isn't the round could be maybe we don't need game org. Round.server equals an org. Maybe we don't need game org. So the server means whoever sends it first. That's the receiver is also an org, so we know this is one-on-one. Server outcome. I think we had something here. We had server outcome is blank when it first when a round first starts, right? And then round dot receiver outcome equals hit or lose, right? Because if you miss, you lose. So this can be hit or lose. Right, then I don't think we need that. I think we want to request and respond separate from serve and receive. We don't need a turn either. The only thing that's tricky here is how to roll up a score, right? Because we don't know. We could go super simple, right? We could just say game dot requester score. These both start at 0. Game dot I guess this could be game dot opponent. I'm going to go with requester and responder. Yeah, I think so. Just got to double check. I do need to be... Okay, I do have a call I have to take at 2, and I do not have my phone. Sorry, you know, work, am I right? Okay, okay. Okay. So, I might have to wrap here a little early. I didn't realize I had a meeting coming up right after this, and I do need to prepare for a minute. Okay, well, let's do a little bit more on this. Let's see where is our data model right now relative to all this. We have a turn object, and I don't think we're going to use it. It's all semantics. I guess round and turn are basically the same, but let's look at our game. Oh, I think we want an org, right? We want to have an org object. That might play in somehow to how would that org name, reports. Let's make a tab, search or whatever. Could this play in somehow to any of the authentication stuff that we did? I don't know. Maybe. Okay. So the org is an org, and then if we go back to the, whoops, go to the game. What did we say? Requester, responder. Okay. So the thing that's a little funky here is the same org isn't always going to serve, right? But I think what we can say is, all right, whoever serves, if they win, then the point for whoever serves, are they the requester or the responder? Whatever they are up here, the outcome gives them score here. Not perfect. Probably need a couple other layers of normalization there to make this a little clearer. But for now, really just want to get something to bounce back and forth between one of these, between two of these orgs. So that'll do. Oh, Quester. This is the game. Yep. Responder. Okay. And then what else do we have? Status. We don't have a status yet. I said denied, but we can go with rejected. It's fine. Okay, and this is probably gonna get a little mungy, but requester score. I'm gonna wrap up these fields and then probably gotta go. Definitely will be some interesting flow in our future to handle the logic. I never like relying on fields to drive. Like I don't love this having to then drive this. We're basically creating like you know a little inadvertent relationship data model here without actually having something in between. So there could be value of having something in between here. But for now, we have that set up. Okay, so I think we got got a little bit of a data model to roll with here. I do have to go. I totally forgot that I have a call that's coming up for regular work very soon, and I got to get a little bit ready for that. So gonna say goodbye. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Appreciate it. This is hey David Sanchez Carmona. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing you pop in the chat today just now. We're gonna build Pong, but it'll be two Salesforce orgs playing Pong against each other. Just to have a little fun with name credentials and flow callouts and all that fun stuff. So we'll be bouncing data back and forth to each other, and somehow we're going to figure out how to keep score in both orgs, which is something I didn't even think about. Like, how does this whole model work when you think about it from two different directions? But unfortunately, I got to go a little early today. So again, thank you if you're here. Thank you if you're watching later. I'm Tom. You can't do that on Salesforce, but actually you can. And I'll see you next time.